information buzzing through our brains, and we will not let our hearts forget the most important thing. It's love, 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 love. It's all about love, 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 love. Everything else comes down to this. Nothing any higher on the list than love.
Welcome to cycle 19. We are still currently in cycle 19. I just started my 2-week wait. Man, y'all, I thought I would never get to do a damn vlog because I just been so overwhelmed. Let me tell y'all the tea, give y'all the tea, honey. I started working on Monday. I am no longer a housewife, and I miss it, y'all. I miss it because I'm so used to getting up early, taking my husband to work, coming home, taking a nice nap, getting up, fixing breakfast, then do all of my wonderful wifely chores. And now it's just like take my husband to work, then come home and take like a 30-minute nap and get ready to go and just go. So that's what I've been doing. So let me tell y'all the craziness that I've been going through, honey. It was cool at first because what I'm working for, I got hired as an assistant manager. So right now I'm training, which is hard because they hired me from outside. I didn't get promoted from within because I never worked for the company before. Now I've worked for their competitor, so their style of doing things is different, extremely different from what I'm used to. So I have to learn pretty much the same things but in a different way. They have different rules and regulations because I'm working for a franchisor of that particular company. So, and I'm trying not to say the name on purpose because I don't want crazy people, you know, to try to, you know, do crazy things. But anyway, so Monday I did orientation and a little bit of training on Monday and fill out all paperwork and all that other stuff like that on Monday. So Monday was cool, you know, that was the coolest 9 to 5 I ever did. And then dun dun dun, here comes Tuesday. I walk up in there all, you know, just excited and stuff. And my training manager is like an itch. I don't like to call women, but that's what she is, honey. Let me tell you what she told me, y'all, and y'all probably can relate. You know, you coming in as a new employee, brand new, you don't know anybody, you're trying to fill everybody out. And I'm one of those people, I'm really quiet when I'm in a new situation because I like to observe people so I can figure out what personalities that I'm dealing with, because I deal with everybody on an individual basis. I don't deal with people the same because everybody's, you know, different personalities. You got to switch for the new person. So anyway, so I sat down or whatever, waited for her to come out and introduce herself, and she was just like so rude about it, like, oh, I don't get paid to train, and so my time is precious, and so I'm gonna say it one time and you need to get it. And I was like, look, I don't learn that way. I don't know nobody that learns that way. You say it once and you just got it. And it's like information overload because I'm a manager, so I have to know the operations of the store. Then I have to learn, you know, cash procedures and open and closing procedures, inventory. So I have a lot to learn, and I have to start from the bottom up because I'm new to the company. So you telling me that you gonna tell me something once and I need to just get it. And then she had like an attitude about my name. I don't know how hard it is to say Shantika. That's just the easiest thing to say. It's not hard. And she just was like, she could not pronounce it. I don't like your name. And I was just like, what is wrong with this lady? You know, so I gave her like I shortened it so that she can get it. So she's been calling me Tika all day. She doesn't call my name, she yells she's a yeller. I got a yeller. And I'm just like, Lord, 4 weeks in this place, 4 weeks in this store, I gotta hear this lady yelling. And the first day it was just like she just yelled at me, and I was just like, look, this is my first day like actually doing stuff. Like, you can't holler at me like that. Like, I don't respond well to people screaming at me. Like, she is crazy, a crazy nut. And so once I figure out what personality, and I told her about it because, you know, we have after every day, you know, we have like a little meeting to say like how, you know, how we thought we did that day and blah blah blah. We have questions, and I was like, you're very rude. And she's just like, no, I'm not rude, I'm just straightforward. No, honey, there's a big difference. Rudeness and straightforwardness is two different things. you are rude. And so she's one of those people that really don't take responsibility. She just try to justify. So I just let it go. And you know, I was upset. Yesterday I was really upset because she just yelled at me the whole day. Like, she just yelled at me the whole day. Like, she was like irritated. Like, I was like, oh God, I gotta train her. Like, she just, you know, and I don't like people like that. If you're not happy to train me, you're not happy to teach me, do not teach me, because I don't have time for that. Because me being, when I was working at my previous restaurant, I was the training manager. Everybody loved to train me because most people are not gifted at teaching others, and they get frustrated. I'm not that way. I always tell all of my employees, look, you can ask me 50 million times. I want you to do it right, because when we have inspection, you're not going to be able to tell me, oh, I did the wrong thing and I didn't know. You knew because you asked me 15 million times before. So when you're training, as much time as you need it to get it, I will help you. You know, you're going to do it. But if you stumble like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? I don't have a problem helping. But some people are just not gifted like that. They like, I got to tell you again. Oh, you forgot. Like, I was getting a lot of that from certain folks. So after we had our little talk yesterday, and I had to talk to her about, you know, how she addresses me or whatever. And even though she, you know, tried to deny it and, you know, talk around it or whatever, today was like a complete turnaround. She did not, she still yells my name like a million feet away, and I'm standing right there saying, Tika! I was like, this lady stop hollering at me. You know, but I didn't, you know, now that I know, you know, what I'm dealing with or whatever, I just like let her say whatever she wants to say, and I just do whatever. And today I did a lot better because I was able to come in, train for a little bit, and then I was able to, you know, and when I got overwhelmed, she had somebody take over and I did something else. So, but it kind of, today was a better day for me training wise. She wasn't as crazy, but the girl that was training next to me, oh, she got in her today. You don't know how to read? Look at me. Like, she was just going off, but the girl was so mad, you know. And I told her, I said, you have to talk to her, even though she may not admit to it over there, whatever, but it's brought to her attention, and she will, you know, kind of curb it a little bit. And so, but to me today, she was a lot nicer. And so the things that I knew how to do, that I was really, you know, because the same restaurant chain type situation is pretty much the same thing that I did at my old restaurant. It's just different procedures and different things that they do. So the things that I could do, honey, you know what I mean? And so, you know, there are things that certain people, they don't like to do. Oh, I don't want to cut onions. They don't like to do prep. A lot of people don't like to do prep because it's tedious. I like to do prep because I ain't got to mess with nothing else. I will do the prep, I will do everything. And so, you know, it's the same thing, it's just different equipment, you know. So I was just doing everybody's prep and just doing everything, because I have to start from the bottom up so that I can train others. So anyway, I already said that. But yeah, that has been my experience. I did not do the OPK this cycle because I didn't have time. I didn't have time to purchase an OPK. I just been running and ripping. Literally running and ripping. And with the HR guy, just for me to actually get all the paperwork and all the different things in order, it was like freaking pulling teeth, because he's one of those people that you have to run after. And so I was constantly emailing him, I need the drug test paper, I need this, I need that. And so, you know, and then I had to go to the thrift store and get my own uniform. This is not even the correct uniform shirt. You know, I'm supposed to have one with the restaurant logo on it, but the man still hasn't given me any. And so the training manager was like, well, he may not give it to you. You may not get it. So just go to the thrift store and buy a simple white shirt. And so Friday, when husband gets paid, I'm going to, and it's like $5. So I'm going to go and buy like 3 or 4 more, because white gets dingy and nasty and whatever. So that's my week, y'all. And it's only Wednesday. Thank God I got Saturday and Sunday off. I'm just like enjoying it until I have to, like, I'm out of training, I have to run my own shift, and it's going to be like 50 hours a week, and working closing, and certain on the weekends they're 24 hours, and it's like, so, you know, I'm just embracing and enjoying the schedule. I'm working 8 to 4, 9 to 5, like on opposite days. So yeah, y'all, I've been running and ripping, honey. I'm so tired, my feet hurt. I was just like, oh, so this is what that feels like. I haven't been working in like 6 months, and so getting back into the workforce, I forgot how tired I used to be. Yesterday, I went home, and I don't know why I did, but I felt bad because like Monday, when I got home, I was so tired. We just ordered in, and then no, we didn't order in. We had some leftovers from when we ordered in on Sunday. Well, I had leftovers. My husband didn't have no leftovers because he never has leftovers. We eat too much. Greedy. So, since I didn't cook dinner, the man decided he was going to eat Hot Pockets for dinner. And I felt so bad. And I was like, oh, man, I'm working now. I can't even cook for the man. The man ate Hot Pockets for dinner. And I felt so bad. And so yesterday, as tired as I was, and I had such a bad lady piss me off, I came home and just jumped in the shower. And then I cooked him dinner. I made him pork chops, yellow rice, and broccoli. I just felt so bad about not being able to cook for him because he, you know, since I've been home, he always gets a nice little meal, and I'm always on YouTube looking at different recipes and cooking new stuff, and then he ain't had no food Monday, honey. I felt bad, so I was just like, you know, he was like, that's okay, I'll eat Hot Pockets, like. So yeah, I did feel bad, but I was just like, today I was determined. I was like, hopefully I get off a little early, because yesterday I got off at 4:30, and so today she said, oh, you can leave at 4. I was like, holla, I'm gonna come straight home and do a vlog so I can give y'all an update. I did change something that I added something to my TTC regimen, but I have to do some more research on it so that I can, you know, properly educate, you know, properly explain what it is, what it does, or whatever. And I don't have the information right now, and it's going to take too long. So I'll tell you guys that if my cycle does come, then we'll start from scratch, and I'll tell you guys what I'm doing in X, Y, and Z, and ABC. But for now, we're in a 2-week wait. What's strange was that I did temp, and so I got, like, remember last cycle with my when I did my OPK, I had my temperatures were consistently 97 point X, Y, and Z, ABC, and then on the day that I ovulated, it dropped down to 96 point whatever, and that was the day I got the positive OPK. Now that happened to me twice this cycle. Last week on Friday, my temp dropped to 96.82, and so I was like, okay, well, maybe I ovulate, you know, I got the surge, maybe I ovulate. And then it did it again on Monday, 96.61. So I was like, what's going on? I want to ovulate twice. And so if I did, woohoo, wonderful. I hope I get some twins out of it. Two down, 2 to go. I'm cool with it. So that was kind of strange. So I don't know why that happened. And I didn't tempt yesterday because I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, like just, I needed water. I was just like so thirsty and stuff. So, and then I didn't get back to sleep. I can't just go back to sleep like that. It took me forever to get back to sleep. So I was like, I felt like I messed up the temp because I wasn't sleeping straight or whatever. So I just didn't temp. And I didn't temp today either because I was just like, psh, 2-week wait, let's just keep it moving. So yeah. So I hope today I am on cycle day. Today's Wednesday. I'm on cycle day 16 today. So we know AF usually comes around cycle day 24 or whatever. Hopefully it doesn't come with a 2-week wait. I'm too busy, you know. I'm so glad I'm working, even though it's, you know, it's hard on me now because I haven't worked in like 6 months. So being on my feet straight, no break, no lunch break. You know, the restaurant business, you don't get no lunch break. You just work your 8 hours, 12 hours straight. And once I get out of training, I'll be working 12 hours a day. And so once I run my own shift, you know, I make time to eat lunch and stuff like that. But when you're in training, honey, and people tell you what to do, honey, they don't let you get no break. So no break, nothing. So I make sure I eat breakfast, and that's about it. Take my vitamins. So yeah, but other than that, all is well. All is well in the hood. You know, we're doing well. and I'm just tired as all hell. As soon as I finish, I'm just gonna take a shower, lay back, chill, and I gotta wash this on my hand, you know, white shirt, and I only have one, so I gotta wash this on my hand and hang it up to dry and iron it tonight. So, but they pay me well, which is why I went back. I was telling my husband about the lady, and he was just like, oh, you gotta take this crap. I said, but they're paying me X, Y, and Z. He was like, just ignore her. You know, they're paying me, you know, they're paying me well because of my experience. So it's just like, and she was nicer today. So she was a lot nicer today, like a lot nicer today. So what I said to her did, you know, my training manager did sink in. So she was a lot nicer to me today. She just yelled my name all the time. Anytime, Tika! I was like, this lady, you know. But she was straight today. She yelled at everybody else, but she didn't fuss at me about, like, when I jacked up some stuff. She didn't say nothing. So, you know, it is what it is. So they're paying me well. I'm cool with it. I ain't paying her no mind. I just keep it moving, and that's it. So I gotta deal with her for 4 weeks, and then I go to another. I get my own store, and I supervise that. So yeah. That's the name of the game. So I mean, this is 2 week wait, so it's not much to update on. But if God forbid, if AF does come, you know, I'm starting something new that a wonderful subscriber, that person knows who they are. I don't have their name here, that they did, you know, tell me about. So I'm gonna start that. So that's about it. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I will talk to you guys next week. God's willing, life lasts. Peace and hair grease. Bye.